Guys have clinched at least a share of the title. How are you feeling?
I feel great. A bit relieved this morning because I saw off the start I was coming back strong. Proud for an amazing institution, administration that supports the sport. 1921 was the first year that Ohio State started wrestling. 1921. How many years ago is that? What's the math on that?
94.
94, thank you. 94 years since the beginning of this program. We won our first championship. It was 64 years since our last Big Ten championship. I Love Lucy was the #1 show on TV the last time Ohio State won the Big Ten title. I don't even know if there was TV. There wasn't TV in 1921. I think the TV's 51. I think it was a color TV that came out. So it's been a long time. I'm just so happy. All the coaches in the state, all the people in the state, Buckeye Nation everywhere. I'm just really proud the way these guys fought this weekend.
So did you want to just talk about, this is your first Big Ten championship in so many years, first national championship. Just how were you guys able to do it, and did you envision this at the beginning of the year?
Listen, there is no question that all along we felt we had the people to win a national championship. We felt that 2 years ago. You make some decisions and you get your team ready to win this year. If somebody told me we would win it with 95 points, I probably would have said it ain't going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. If someone told me that we were going to win it and Hunter Stieber wouldn't score a point, I would say no way. Or Tavanello, or DeJulius. I had us scoring up to 130 points, but things happen, life happens. You never know what tomorrow holds, and Hunter, a two-time semifinalist here, was a season-ending injury that we prolonged because he wanted to help his team. So I think he was one of the people this weekend that, although he scored no points, he was one of the people that as a teammate you can look at and say, if he's willing to give that much with no arms. I don't know if you saw when he landed, he couldn't even land with his arms. He went to a somersault. That's how much pain he's in. If you're willing to do that for me, I'm going to fight for you in a way that you've never seen me fight, and that's what we saw this weekend.
Tom, where did you make up the points among the roster? What enabled you to put it together?
This tournament is unbelievable, right? You see seeds get knocked off left and right. Kenny Kortz was a big difference this weekend. Kenny Kortz wins first round against the number 6 seed. He moves forward, and the other seeded guy next to him that he was going to face got upset. He wins again, picks up a big takedown in overtime to move into the semifinals. He's an All-American, amazing for him. And then you have 3 freshmen that are just, we knew they were special, but you don't really know until you see them in the most intensifying moment. And the most intensifying moment was the semifinals so far in their careers. Nathan Tomasello chooses neutral, picks up a takedown, and with 4 seconds to go, he takes down a 33-0 undefeated wrestler. Bo Jordan faced an undefeated wrestler in the semis, and so did Kyle Snyder, who came on top of a super athlete and a returning champ, Jaden Cox. So, our 3 freshmen had 3 of the toughest semifinal matches. 2 came through. That was a huge difference for us.
And the performance of Logan Stieber going in.
Well, it's funny. He's just somewhat of a given that he's going to score bonus points throughout the tournament. He's bonus pointed everybody. A few falls, a few techs, a major decision. Tonight's about 3 people that have huge dreams. Logan coming in knew he could win 4, and he gets the first, and you're thinking, wow, he got the 1 down. He gets the second, third, and then tonight, this is about him making history. And then you got 2 freshmen. Nathan Tomasello's goal will be a 4-time champ, and so was Kyle Snyder. So tonight's about them, and putting an exclamation point on a great weekend for our program.
You talked a lot about your wrestlers and everybody in the state. What about you? What does this mean to you personally to win?
I'm really happy. I'm very fortunate. I feel very blessed. Number 1, that Gene Smith chose to hire me. There are a lot of great men in this sport, and for some reason he saw something in me that he thought that I could lead this program to the national championship. So I'm proud for the state. I raised my children in the state. I got 2 kids at Ohio State, so I'm just really happy.
So Bo Jordan really turned it on in this session. Talk about him. Obviously he would have been disappointed not making the finals. You talked about him having a tough semis, but he came back in the morning with some pride and some points.
Bo Jordan is an amazing human being, an amazing leader. His family, they're all dad, uncle, cousins went to Wisconsin. Our objective is, if I'm the coach of Ohio State, how can you let people like this get out of the state? That's been the struggle. You got to keep them home. He was the first. He was a guy that believed. You know that, hey, I'm going to stay home. So how fitting, a guy 60 miles away chooses to stay in his home area, and his match with the Fall, we told him, how fitting is it that you choose to stay home, you pin him, and you're about going to seal it for us. And he went out there and did it. He's just a champion. He's devastated. He wanted to win 4 titles. He won 4 state titles. He wanted to win 4 national titles. He was broken last night. But what do? It's life. You're broken, you wake up the next morning and you get the job done. Came back with 2 big wins over a great wrestler in Solzer, and then the Fall against Morris.
You know, you mentioned for Bo coming back. That's kind of the story of your season. Tremendous adversity this year. You lose to Virginia Tech. You lose to Missouri. The injuries with Bo and Hunter and the tragedy with Costa. How did you guys absorb? How did you stay the course? And did that help you throughout this tournament?
Yeah, and thanks for asking that. Because Bo Jordan is wrestling with a steel plate in his shoe. He's wrestling with a thing between his 2 toes because his 1 toe can move left and right. I mean, there's a guy that was injured to the point where, how are we going to get you through the season? He was out for 7 weeks, no training. I mean, look at him. I mean, he is just, you know, when you're hurt, you find other things to do to maintain your conditioning and strength. He's committed to what he does. He's just a true champion. We're really fortunate that he chose Ohio State, and I'm the guy who gets to coach him.
Why is